is extracted into computer science the domain. Okay. Okay, this is me lah. Okay, this is I'm from Data Science Lab, University of Malaysia. Okay, okay. This is my presentation outline. I just have four main points. So first is I want to explain what is human immune system. It's not a deep theory, but just a surface theory on how our immune system function. Okay, the basic concept lah. Okay, how our human immune system function, and then I will read it with what is artificial immune system, and then I will explain about the basic antigen match antibody. Okay, and then I will explain about what are the algorithm available under artificial immune system. There are several algorithms based on the immunological theories, such as colonial selection algorithm, negative selection algorithm. There's several algorithms. So I will choose some, and I will briefly explain in this presentation. Okay, before we go further, I just want to show beautiful faces about the well-known AI researchers. So if you Google in the internet, so if you study the background of artificial immune system, the photos shown in this slide, or the important researchers lah related to artificial immune system. So they are working hard to form the theories of artificial immune system. So you can see here Euclid, okay, Das Gupta, okay, and also this is Leonardo Di Castro. So he proposed the colonial selection algorithm. So John Timmins also system, and then this is Stephanie Forrest, Arizona State University. So she is the one who proposed the first algorithm in artificial immune system called negative selection algorithm. From this idea, so AIS is expand to other algorithms lah. And then we have the Julie Greensmith. So she proposed, she did PhD lah, and she proposed the dendritic cell algorithm related to the theory algorithm. So this is AI researchers lah. There are many more. Say there are many more researchers, but this one I admire them because they are among the pioneer lah, okay, for AIS community. Okay, this is just want to indicate about the research in artificial intelligence. So I just do summarize, okay, in Scopus website. Okay, looking for the artificial immune system keyword. So you can see that AIS is again started to gain play around as one of computer science problem solution since in 1997 lah. So up until now, so this technique is still available, and we can see that from 2006 until 2018, 2019. So there are a lot of papers published, Scopus papers, journal papers published, okay, related to artificial immune system, research. Okay. Okay, now I want to explain about the ability of our biological immune system. So our immune system is a gifted from God, from God, and then the function of our immune system is basically to prevent our body from intruder or antigen that can cause our body not feeling well. So during before can protect our body. So the immune system not just we will start with the recognition of the existence of antigen or virus, bacteria on the skin. Once it can detect and recognize, then it will activate the immune system. So this is the process of our biological immune system. if we go detail, the basic concept of biological immune system, normally our body will how this immune system function. This is just a summarize. The body distinguish between two type of cells in our body. First is we call it as a safe cell, and then second is the foreign cell, or we call it as a non-safe cell. So the normal cell is be considered as a good cell, is a health cell, and then the non-safe cell is an antigen that can cause harm to the body. When our body detect the non-safe cell, so the body will automatically produce antibody to destroy. So then after it destroy the attack, okay, from the non-safe cell, so our immune system, this is one of the interesting about our immune system. It will be experience from the previous infectious healing process. So mean that it will try to memorize what has been happened and how to kill that attack, and then making it available for future use in the case of reinfection by similar attack in future. So this is we experience this in our life. So probably when we get fever, so we take medicine, okay, and then when we recovered from that disease, so for the second question, our body is already have the antibody lah. So to get the second attack of similar disease is quite hard because our body already memorize the recovery process. Okay, this is what I mentioned just now, the non-safe cell considered as an antigen or pathogen. So it consists of bacteria, fungi, parasite, and viruses. And we also have another type of cell. We call it as a normal cell or the body cell. So our immune system is try to discriminate between both cells. So it will produce, recognize, and heal to make sure that our body remain in good condition. So to recognize and heal, so our immune system is rely on we call it as a worker lah in our body. We call it as a lymphocyte cell lah, lymphocyte cell. So lymphocyte cell is a immune system cell that function to recognize the non-safe and also the normal safe cell. So there are two types of lymphocyte cells. So I'm sure that most of us already are familiar with this name. We call it is a B cell and also the T cell. These are the two cells that working hard to make sure that our body is in good condition. So B cell is after T cell recognize the non-safe or the body cell. So the B cell will produce the antibody. Okay, we go a bit detail. Okay, our immune cell in our body consists of a large number of body cells. So that our body lah, there are a lot of billion of immune cell. So by default, as I mentioned just now, lymphocyte cell is our main cell that function to as a defend our body from the attack. Okay, B cell and also the T cell. So lymphocyte cell is consists of B cell and T cell is to stimulate the immune response. So it will recognize, and then once recognized, when this is decided this is an attack from the virus or bacteria, so it will produce a response. So B cell will produce the antibody, and then will memorize lah for the next for future defense. And we also have another type of immune cell because as phagocytic cell. So this is consists of many type of cell, neutral killer, neutrophils, and all these things. So this is basically is the first level of immune system lah. Immune system. Normally our immune system consists of several layers. So before lymphocyte cell function, so phagocytic cell will function first. So if phagocytic cell unable to defend the body, so it will pass to the lymphocyte cell. Okay, this is lympho organ. Lympho organ is the place where the immune system located. Okay, Normally the lymphoid organ ni there are two type, we can categorize them, classify them into primary and secondary. Primary and secondary. So under primary we have a thymus and also the bone marrow organ. This is the primary lymphoid organ. Again, whereby the B cell and T cell is produced, is born. Okay, are born. So B cell and T cell is born in bone marrow. And then when they are born, their status is immature lah, belum matang lagi, immature. So the B cell will born in bone marrow, and also B cell will mature also in the in a bone marrow lah. And however the T cell after born in a bone marrow, so it will move to the thymus to mature. So this is the primary lah. And we have also the secondary lymphoid organ, okay, whereby the secondary ni consists of this thing lah, tonsil, lymph node, spleen, okay, or this thing. So this is the place, the organ in our immune system where lymphocyte, so the B cell and T cell will communicate with antigen. So the recognition and also the scanning lah, okay, to recognize whether safe or non-safe cell will happen in this organ. So we have a lymph node, spleen, payer, appendix, and also the lymph node. So this is the space where the communication, so the recognition occurred. So this is a basic concept of the how our immune system function. Just now I mentioned about the multi-layer defense system. So this is we consider as a pathogen. So this is our body lah, our body. So pathogen or antigen try to penetrate, enter our body. So the first layer of defense system is the skin itself lah. So the skin will try to eliminate the attack. So if it fail, so it will need to the antigen need to face the biochemical barriers lah. So here the second level, and then it is it fail, if our body are unable to protect the attack, so it will go to for the innate immune system, the immune system where this cell function So this is normally the innate immune system is developed since we were born. We were born in this to this world. So the immune system is a natural killer lah. So the natural killer. So this is based on the natural natural antibody lah. Antibody. It will automatically kill the attack. Kill the attack. If the innate immune system is failed to defend from the attack, then it will go to the adaptive immune system. The adaptive is the last defense, whereby the lymphocyte and the B cell will function. So normally in artificial immune system, so the theories that we replicate normally is by replicating the innate immune response and also the adaptive immune response. So the innate is a natural defense system whereby we already have this when we were born, okay, by mother lah to this earth. And then the adaptive ni whereby our body will develop antibodies and make our body stronger to defend for the next attack. Okay, this is the uniqueness of our immune system. So according to Rowe, this is already all paper lah. It says that our immune system is the second brain. It's a second brain. Okay, we have our brain, the memory brain. So this is a second because it can store memories of the past experience. Meaning that it can remember the attack in the string of the interaction of its constituent cell, and it generate response to new and novel pattern. Okay, that's why like campak kan, demam campak. So exists when we already get that disease. So ada yang mengatakan so just one time in lifetime lah. So because our body will develop that antibody to protect the defense. And then according to Allen and Girard in 1995, okay, the immune response developed in time, and the diffusion of this time develop is an interesting problem in chemical system. So this is the key features that can be derived from the beauty of our biological immune system. Okay, our body, our own immune system, because it has the recognition process. It can offer the mechanism of the pattern matching, feature extraction, learning and memory. We can memorize the attack, so we can replicate that in terms of diversity during the colonial expansion. It's a distributed processing, so it distribute it process not just in one organ but also in the whole body. In a self-regulation, it can work on its own, and a self-protection. These are the key features of the interesting our immune system that can be replicated to the computer science processing process. So according to Castro and Tines, so he defined artificial immune system as an adaptive system inspired by theoretical immunology and observed immune function, principle and model, which are applied to solve the problem. Meaning that we observe the medical mechanism of how human body function to detect, recognize, and kill that antigen. Then we replicate it to solve problem. This is the taxonomy of where is artificial immune system. So under AI, so this is under the computational intelligence. So we can divide into two branches: biological inspired and non-biological inspired. So immune system is positioned under biological inspired method lah. So under artificial immune system. So besides artificial immune system, we also have the social system, or the swarm-based algorithm like ant colony, okay, based algorithm. We also have the neural network. So neural network is inspired from the neuron system, the neuron system, and the evolutionary competition. So now we are focusing at the immune system. So under immune system, so this is bio-inspired. So AI, we can divide into two types. We can classify them into two group. This is based on my understanding. We can divide into two families. First, in terms of the immunological theories, tentang teori kesihatan yang disandarkan kepadanya lah. So we have the conventional paradigm and also the contemporary paradigm in terms of the immunology function background fundamental. So in the conventional paradigm, so it based on the discrimination of cell as non-cells, self and non-self cell, which I explained just now lah. So distribution of the cell. So this is considered as a traditional or conventional view of how our body immune system function. So under this kind of paradigm, so there are three major algorithm that has been derived from how this mechanism function. We have the immune network, we have the negative selection algorithm, and we have the colonel selection algorithm. So these are the available algorithm lah under each of those algorithm. And then the contemporary, or the not the contemporary but the other paradigm of immune system, it says that so our body basically is not respond to the discrimination of cells and non-cells, but it is based on the recognizing the danger signal of the dead cell. So I will explain this, how danger signal functions. Okay, so these are the algorithm lah. We have the dendritic cell algorithm and a toll-like receptor. So there are many algorithms, okay, that has been derived from the artificial immune system. Because based on my opinion, why there are a lot of algorithm under AIS is because of our immune system is complex. So because of that, we can extract a lot of many mechanism to help human in problem solving. Okay, this is what has been explained just now. So now I will go to the algorithm available under immune system. Okay, before that, let me briefly recap lah about the antigen and antibody matching. So like I mentioned just now, there are lymphocyte cell in terms of the B cell and T cell. So this is a B cell, this is a T cell. So the B cell and T cell, they consist of receptor lah. So receptor, this is the receptor is the compartment of the cell itself where it will be used to recognize the antigen lah. So this is antigen consists of the bacteria, fungi, parasite and viruses. So they also have their own receptor lah. So the B cell and T cell will try to say hi to antigen, and then they will try to whether they can be matched or not matched. Okay, this is receptor because as paratop. This is a epitope. Epitope. Okay. Say during the recognition process, so we imagine that antibody want to penetrate our body. So it already passed the 3 layers, the skin, the chemical barrier, and the innate immune system, and now it's in adaptive immune response. So the B cell using it paratop lah, it try to find which antigen that can be matched with the epitope of the antigen lah. Okay. Okay, they will bond when they have a similar shape. Okay, when they can bond, meaning that they are matched, then it can will proceed to the next step. So they can bind when both have a similar shape. So meaning that they have a high affinity. This is the basics in the artificial immune system. So this is what we replicate gifted from the human immune system. Meaning that based on the binding process lah, if the lymphocyte cell in terms of its paratop can be bind, can be meshed. So this is can be meshed with this. This can be meshed with this. So meaning that they have a high affinity lah. That is the basic in AS. So this is same. So in human system, if they have a similar shape, then they mesh and has high affinity. In neural computational, so let's say this is our data lah. We have the antibody, and then we have the intruder or antigen. So this is our record, our data. So antibody can recognize antigen if they can bond together, if they have a similarity. Similarity is we can use the equivalent distance lah to measure. So if the distance is close between each other, then so it will similar to this lah, meaning that there are the antigen and also the lymphocyte cell, the B cell is matched. Okay, same like this. So this is, let's say this is the B cell, the lymphocyte cell, and this is the intruder. So if they are within the acceptable radius, so meaning that this antigen can recognize and kill this attack lah. Okay, this is let's say this is T cell. This is the record 1, is the record 2. So so if this is still we will calculate the distance. We will calculate the distance. So it's a within this virus. So it will recognize this is under this cell this T cell can recognize and kill this attack lah. Okay, same like this lah. Okay, so we can use any distant measurement lah to calculate whether antibody and also the antigen can be matched or not matched. So equivalent distance, hemi-distance, okay, can use this. So this idea based on the antibody and antigen matching. So it leads to the introduction of human negative selection algorithm. So which has been proposed in 1997 or 1994 by the Forest by Forest. So this is the first artificial immune system algorithm that has been proposed, which is inspired by the T cell maturation process happen in timers lah. So as I mentioned in the early of my presentation, B cell is born and matured in bone marrow. However, T cell will be matured in the timers lah. In human immune system, T cell need to be matured before being released to the bloodstream. Okay, any T cell that recognize the body cell, okay, if it recognize the help cell, so it will be eliminated and considered as immature cell during the maturation period, and the rest of the cell will be deployed into immature system to build immunity and attack and antigen. So the maturing process is called negative selection. The maturing process meaning that the T cell need to recognize whether it's a safe cell or the non-safe cell. So if the safe cell, meaning that if safe cell, normal cell, so it considered that cell is not matured. So if matured, then it is non-safe cell, so it will proceed to build the immunity. So negative selection is mostly used in anomaly detection, probably in fraud detection, fault detection, fault detection. Okay. This is our in-human negative selection. So our body will produce the immature T cell, okay, and then it will move to the timers move to the timers for the maturing process. So during the maturing process, the T cell will recognize the body cell whether this is a safe cell or the non-safe cell. If body cell, so it will destroy the cell. Will destroy the cell. If no, it will accept as mature cell. So it will send after mature, then it will send to the other body organ, to the blood vessel to recognize antigen. If matched, and it will trigger the system and activate the B cell to produce antibody. So this is we call it as a training pace in negative selection algorithm, and then this is called as the implementation. Okay, this is a real problem. Okay, as I mentioned just now, the T cell, the immature T cell, will try to recognize normal cell and not normal cell. Not normal cell is an outlier or the antigen lah. Okay, so the T cell will be presented to the real world. Okay, lymphocyte cell, the mature T cell. Okay, so if antigen and lymphocyte has a similar shape, high affinity, that like I mentioned just now during using the explanation, so it will produce antibody. Okay, in artificial immune system, if the detection, the distance between detector and the monitored case normal or outlier within the detector coverage, then it will be classified as an anomaly. Okay. Okay, 1994, negative selection has been proposed by Forrest in 1994 to detect data manipulation caused by a virus system. Okay, so negative selection algorithm, it has two phases lah. First is need to generate the detector, and then secondly is to detect the changes. Okay, okay. So why NSAA is useful? Okay. Why NSAA is useful? Because when sometimes our data just consists of one class. For example, like we have one class for just have a normal representation of the problem. So we can use negative selection algorithm to randomly create the non-safe cells that is contradict to the normal cell. So it has been applied in several log data, credit card transaction, machine learning time, and outbreak data. When all the time only normal data is available. Sometimes our data, we want to do classification. We want to classify between yes or no. Sometimes our data, because of the limitation of data, is not available. We only have one type of data, which is normal only. Then we cannot use classification. Okay, we can go for clustering. But another solution is we can use a negative selection algorithm. Okay, so consider as a self data. Let's say this is all normal data. We training, we consider as a training data set. So we use generate immature T cell, consider candidate antigen. Then when we generate antigen as a set of detectors. So antigen and the training data is contradict between each other lah. So meaning that we are using the training data, we try to generate antigen, meaning that the characteristic of antigen and the self cell, the training data is a different. This is based on the concept of the negative selection theory. Okay, let's say this is our data lah. So all our data is normal. So there is no not normal data. So we can present this data to the negative selection algorithm. Then based on the negative selection algorithm, it will generate the detector occur as an antigen. So which are contradict to this set of data lah. Okay, this is for the testing data lah, so testing data. Again, this is for detector generation lah. A detector is randomly generated from a normal sample data. A good data is located away from the normal cell. So meaning that based on this data, this is based on this data. This is this data we want to generate the artificial detector, this artificial detector lah. So the characteristic of the artificial detector must be position far away from the normal data. Okay, we are actually creating artificial carrier sample from normal data, therefore the quality of normal case is required. So meaning that we trying to generate as much we can the artificial detector which is going considered as antigen that behave differently from this characteristic lah, from the normal data. So in future we assume that based on this yellow point or antigen, so if the detector can detect can recognize the cell and the distance is close within its radius, so it will assume that that one is a normal cell, yes, is a body cell. So it will not trigger the alarm lah. If it outside its radius, so probably it is an indicate as outlier. Okay, this is what I mentioned just now lah. Okay, this is the real application of negative selection algorithm. Okay, it's basically an old already long time ago in 1999. Sorry, proposed by the Hamid and Forrest. So they use they want to detect intrusion, network intruder to protect LAN from network-based attack. So they based on the IP address lah, So the IP address will be the normal IP address will be represented into 32-bit representation, and then they will use negative selection algorithm to create an artificial set detector or considered as antigen lah. So in future, this antigen will be meshed with the IP address lah. So if it's within its coverage, this is okay. But if it's outside its coverage, so the system will trigger alarm saying that probably this is an attack from outside. So later, this model has been improved by Hammer in 2002. So there are many algorithms related to negative selection algorithm. This is one. These two are two of them. Okay. Secondly is about that one is about the negative selection algorithm. So by default, based on my explanation, negative selection algorithm is mostly used for the anomaly detection, anomaly detection. And then there are another theories, interesting theories under uh, artificial immune system. We call it as a colonial selection. Colonial selection. So the background of the artificial colonial selection theory is also based on the matching between self cell and also the non-self cell to discriminate between both cell. Okay. Based on the colonial selection theory, when antigen is detected by lymphocyte cell, so B cell and T cell, is matched with the shape of the antigen receptor. So you may remember this. I hope that you remember this. This diagram lah. Try to match lah. They use the same concept. Okay. It will trigger the system. However, when it able to there is an attack. However, the number of cell within with the exact match may be sufficient to counter the attack. Okay, they can detect, but the body realize that it is insufficient to counter the attack. Therefore, the mesh lymphocyte, meaning that the B cell or the T cell that can be bind, that can with the antigen, will be proliferate in large number. They will produce more in a large number, and the quality of the generated, the artificial B cell or the T cell is stronger than its origin. If any lymphocyte that have antigen receptor specific to a self cell, okay, so this is a lymphocyte cell during the maturation process. So if it detect the self antigen, self cell, the normal body cell, so it will be deleted lah. It will be deleted, or we call it as a tolerant immune system lah. So this is referring to the negative selection process just now. And then if it is matched, okay, so it will the matching ni dia akan will be proliferate lah, will be cloning lah. We call it as a clone. It will generate more the variation of the memory cell, the memory cell. Okay, meaning that if bind, so considered as a non-self cell, this is an attack. So our immune system will automatically generate more, will clone more lymphocyte cell. Okay, more lymphocyte cell. This is for to release the antibody lah. During the colonial expression of B cell, the average antibody infinitely increase for the antigen, meaning that the generated cell, the new generated cell during the cloning process will have the stronger capability, higher affinity maturation process lah, maturation process. Okay, this is the same lah, the same process. So the proliferation of the B cell, okay, the idea of this has been replicated into the colonial selection algorithm, and it has been used a lot to solve the optimization and also the pattern recognition process. So during the cloning process, in order to produce a better quality, better solution, so it's related to the optimization and the pattern recognition. So if you Google in the internet, so colonial selection algorithm is standing same par with the genetic algorithm and other optimization algorithm lah. So we have the chronology, okay, Immunos 81. So this is among the colonial selection algorithm based theory. So there are a lot of research related to colonial selection algorithm. This is one of them, the latest one, 2020, whereby these researchers, this group researcher from the Mexico, they use colonial selection algorithm, okay, call it as micro AIS, to improve the traffic light control system lah. So they to optimize the programming of the sequence of the traffic light in Mexico, because they want to minimize the travel time, the waiting time, and then when they can reduce the time consumption, at the junction, so it will automatically also can reduce the fuel consumption, also solve the pollution issues. So they use colonel selection to optimize the emission of pollutant, the waiting times, okay, and also the transit of one variable lah. So this is the algorithm. So they modified the colonel selection algorithm, okay, the origin, and then they want to find what is the best parameter lah, the best parameter to represent it. So they compare with other optimization algorithm, and then the result is they perform better than the simulated annealing algorithm, and also the PSO and the differential evaluation. So this is also another current research. Okay, this is our PhD student lah. They use colonel selection algorithm to improve the parameter in LSTM, the deep learning. We want to produce a stock price prediction system, and based on deep learning. So the parameter in LSTM is not optimized. So we use the colonel selection algorithm to optimize the window length, number of layers, and number of neuron. So we're hoping that by hybrid with the colonel selection algorithm, the deep learning can produce good parameter, and then we can get a good result for the prediction time series in for the stock price. Okay. Okay. We have another 15 minutes. Okay. That one, I have explained the negative selection algorithm and also the colonel selection algorithm. So the negative selection algorithm is for the anomaly detection, and the colonel selection is mostly used for the optimization and pattern recognition. Okay. That one, they are based on the conventional view of how our immune system function. So we have which is based on the self and non-self discrimination, and then we have another contemporary view of how our immune system function. It's basically, it says that based on this new theory, it says that our body is not based on the self and non-self discrimination. However, it is based on the danger signal produced by a damaged cell. So based on this kind of paradigm, it says that when our body cell want to die because of not the normal die. So our body cell has their own lifetime, so it will die. Let's say 3 months, die. So it die early than that. So meaning that because of infection. So because of not normal death, so it will release a danger signal. So this is based on the view. Okay, this kind of this idea was initiated by the Metzinger in 1994 lah. Which let's say on the statement that our immune system is actually triggered by a danger signal produced by a damaged cell, rather than discriminate between self cell. Okay, so it contradict to the nature. The immune system is not activated upon the detection of the non-self entities, and does not react to the potential intruder until the danger signal is detected. So the key point under danger theory paradigm is the danger signal produced by a sick cell. Okay, danger alarm is released by when the body is die unexpectedly lah. Okay, termed as a necrotic cell death. If the cell die normally, the apoptosis signal, not the danger signal, but we call it as apoptosis signal, is released, but it will not trigger the defense system. Okay, so negative selection algorithm, colonel selection, we also have the immune network theory is based on the conventional theories between self and non-self discrimination. And however, under the danger theory is we have the algorithm, dendritic cell algorithm, and also toll like receptor algorithm. Okay. Okay. This is how the danger theory function lah. So we have it rely on the dendrite cell. We call it as a dendrite cell. So dendrite cell we recognize. Okay. In basically that they have their own lifetime. They have span limit lah. For example, 3 months, 1 year. Okay, and they will die. Okay, and then all the body cell have the similar chances to be affected with the virus. So you assume that like something like that lah. Okay, so we have one cell because a dendrite cell. So it function is to recognize the danger signal lah. So the dendrite cell will recognize the danger signal if our body cell die not according to the schedule, early die lah because of the attack. So the danger signal will be released by the dendrite cell, and then we call it as a necrosis cell death. So it will activate the system. And then we also have some another function is was detect the apoptosis cell death, meaning that the cell that can die on time lah, on time. So called produce the tolerance of immune system, meaning that it will not activate the immune system. Okay, dendritic cell during when they're born in our body, so it is in immature condition lah, in mature condition. During the maturity process, okay, this is our body cell, So as I mentioned just now, our body cell will be labeled as antigen lah. All our body cell, okay, that consists in our body, they have a similar chances to be affected with antigen, and they will get sick lah. Okay, and then the dendritic cell will bind with the body cell, the body cell lah, the body cell. So this is the dendritic cell, the immature dendritic cell. It will retrieve the body cell that exists in our body. So this is a dendritic cell, this is one cell, and then when they bind with the body cell, so it will bind also together with the signal carried by this body cell lah. So we have three types of signal: pump signal, safe signal, and the danger signal. So this is carried by each body cell. So this signal will determine like a medical report lah of this body cell, whether it will die as necrosis cell death or the apoptosis. So during the maturing process, the dendritic cell will retrieve both the body cell and also the safe cell lah. So it will recognize, then it will continue with the process. So during the maturity process, so the dendritic cell, after we collect all these two signal and also the body cell, so it will die whether as a mature or semi-mature. Mature mean is a necrosis cell death. So semi-mature is apoptosis or safe is normal death lah. So this is the concept of the danger signal algorithm, danger signal theory. So meaning that, so it's also related to the anomaly detection problem. Okay, problem. Okay, same. Okay, this is the how we extract from the biological danger theory to the artificial danger theory lah. We replicate into the information processing process. So attribute from different sources. Okay, we need to select the attribute lah. So let's say this is our data, your data lah, your data. So all your record, let's say your record contain 1 million or 1,000 record. So all record will be considered as a body cell lah, as 1, number 2 until M is considered as a body cell or antigen. And all this body cell is considered as a similar possibility to be affected with bacteria, virus, all those things lah. And then during the maturity process, so it will carries 3 signal: pump, danger signal, and also safe signal. So this is the attribute lah, each of the record. So it will represent as a input signal lah. So that's why we need to select attribute, allocate signal, whether this is pump, danger signal, or safe signal, and then we need to normalize the signal. This is a calculation how to normalize. Okay, it will accumulate the signal. Okay, this our input is based on these three input lah, based on the signal, pump, danger signal, or the safe signal, together with the antigen information lah. So it will accumulate the signal and it will produce output lah. So at the end, it will calculate the antigen contact. We call it as a multi-contact antigen value. So it will determine whether this record die as a mature or die as a semi-mature, normal. So if die as a mature, meaning when we consider this is anomaly, and then it's normal, it's a normal lah, it's normal. So this is the function involved during the accumulative signal and also the multi-contact value. And then this diagram shows what is the meaning of safe signal, danger signal, and the pump signal lah. So the pump signal, we call it as a pathogen associated molecular pattern. So meaning that the signal is tend towards a danger situation. Safe signal is the attribute is tend to the normal signal, and danger signal, it can be balance meeting both of them. But however, this is more to the danger signal lah. Okay, this is the algorithms, the application of danger theory where the research has been applied. So it has been applied in intrusion detection, in fraud detection, and also some of them also used in data mining for image recognition and cancer detection. And then the others lah, okay, to detect spam detection, email, elective mailbox, web clustering, and image classification. By default, what I can say, danger theory is mostly used to detect the anomaly detection. Okay, this is when we compare with other algorithm, between the conventional algorithm and also the contemporary immune paradigm, immune theory. So the colonization algorithm is mostly used for the optimization, and also the some are used for the modifier for the classification. Negative selection is used for the classification and also the anomaly detection. Immune network theory also have immune network theory. They use for the normally for the classifications, okay, classification, clustering, and also the pattern recognition. And the theory is used for anomaly detection. So this is the foundation algorithm. Okay, before I end, so this is my case study lah, a short case study or detection of outbreak using danger theory. Okay, this is my project in when I did PhD a few years ago. So as we know, we are in COVID. I'm sure that we know what is the outbreak now. It's sudden spread of disease with huge cases, then reported, then expected over a particular period of time. So from a small area, it can be expanded to a wider geographic area within a short time. Okay, so in outbreak, it involved with time, place, and also cases. So when I did this degree, I use this study. I use a dengue outbreak to detect the existence of dengue outbreak using the dengue theory. Okay. So when many countries has been affected with similar disease and period, then we call it as epidemic. That what we having right now lah with the COVID disease. So we have data. So this is anomaly detection. We want to detect the outbreak. So based on if there is a not significant, not normal pattern, then it will produce an alarm. Okay, this is how we extracted as a model from data. We determine type of signal, we formalize signal, we accumulate signal, calculate the MCAV, multi-contact value, then we classify whether it's anomaly or not non-anomaly. So this is the model lah. Data gathering, we perform signal simulation, then we perform outbreak mining, we create outbreak baseline, we detect outbreak, and then last is we perform outbreak analysis. Okay, we use data from Seremban Hospital. Okay, time from 2003 until 2009. Wait, I have something to show you. No. Okay, this is the result lah. This is the result. So danger theory meaning that the model that has been developed using danger theory. So this is my comparative the other algorithm. So based on this diagram, it shows that the capability of danger theory to detect the outlier or the anomaly is better than other detector. So this is based on the statistical analysis, UUM, EWAMA, and then moving average. This is I use a multi-layer perceptron. This is a depth base. So we can see that the danger theory based on the immune-based mechanism is very good in detecting outbreak in terms of its sensitivity, and also can reduce the false positive rate. So it able to detect outbreak as outbreak and normal as normal. Okay. This is in terms of the accuracy. We can see that how good the genetic cell algorithm to detect outbreak. Okay. That's all about negatives the artificial intelligence. So I hope that everyone can get something lah from, can see how we extract the mechanism of human immune system function, and then we replicate the process into artificial immune system. So there are many algorithms, basically theories that can be generated from artificial immune system. Okay, this is some of them lah. There is also another algorithm lah that I not mention is about the immune network theory lah, mostly used in classification. Okay, so I pass back my this to my friend Mr. Halim. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Farhan, for the interesting talk on the artificial immune system. So this is a very interesting area that need to be explored further. Okay, for the most researchers that having interesting in this area. So before that, I would like to open if there is any question from the audience, from the floor. Any question to ask? And you can take this opportunity to ask the question to the Dr. Farhan.
Assalamualaikum Doktor.
Salam.
Maaf, saya nak tanya pasal satu soalan itu, di mana apa yang kita boleh nampak impak yang besar teknologi AI ni kepada student-student universiti untuk pada masa sekarang.
Sekali lagi.
Sekali lagi? Ya, bising anak buah ni. Okey, soalan saya, apa impak besar yang kita boleh dapat kepada student melalui sistem AI ini?
Sistem AI atau AIS?
Sistem AI, sorry, AIS. Pada student.
Impact kepada student lah.
Yep.
Basic apa yang kita boleh dapat daripada AIS ni, dan kita boleh train student lah in term of different mechanism lah untuk kita nak solvekan sesuatu benda tu. So under AI dia ada banyak solution, okay, banyak solution. So one of the solution is macam yang AIS cadangkan lah. So antara impak yang kita boleh train dapat oleh student mempraktikkan pelbagai solution, contohnya teknik AIS untuk optimize satu benda, yang kita comparekan pula dengan teknik optimization dengan benda lain. So ini
So, any other question? Any question from the others?
good.
Tak ada. Okay, so if there is no question, so I would like to thank you, Dr. Farhan, for the talk today. And then perhaps you may share your slide after this for this participant. And then, so with that, so I end up this talk. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Terima kasih Doktor. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you, Doktor.
Syukran.
Sekarang buat siapa Pak An?
Adalah sikit ni
Dapat geram baru
Nah itulah grant tu ialah grant yang kecil UUM tu lah yang web mining dengan zakat kan. Itulah.
Oh yang zakat